Rugby isn't just about size or speed, it's about connection and communication. I've seen teams lose because one player gets it wrong. They need to defend the maul. One player thinks they're going to sack the maul. The other one thinks they're going to contest. The other one thinks they're going to spin the maul. And what is the result? There's a try. No alignment, no communication, and it costs the team, and the team pays the price, and the game is lost. On the other hand, I've been involved with teams where the captain gives clear instruction and he trusts his teammates. He gives positive and constructive feedback. Communication wins games. So welcome to Rugby tip number 4, communication can win games. I chose this topic because I think it's important for players to learn how to communicate, but also for coaches to know what instructions and what feedback they need to give to players in game. So, I was academy coach for 2 years at La Rochelle, and I saw firsthand where players were not getting it right. For example, maul defense, you normally have a defensive leader in the lineup, and he makes the calls whether you sack, whether you hit hard, whether you spin it, whether you contest. And on various occasions, we lost games because players weren't clear on the communication. They froze. They were like a deer in headlights, not saying anything, not communicating anything. So when there's no communication, then players just make a choice, and then often they are not aligned. And that was hard for me as a coach to accept. But then again, as a player, back in the day when I was playing with Bulls, I play under guys like Matfield, who was unbelievable. Even under pressure times, playoff games against the Crusaders, we were trailing behind. He would give clear and concise information to each player. It's like, gee, you need to do this, we need this from you. And he was calm, he was cool, he was collective. Not feeling nervous, not feeling stressed, just calm. And when your leaders are confident and they're speaking in a calm and clear manner, that also gives confidence to the team. So communication is key. So those are 2 clear examples. One, where teams are not aligned and players are not aligned, it can be disastrous. And when players and teams, and especially teammates, are aligned, that you can actually stay in the fight and you can find solutions in the game, and it can win you games. Okay, so there you can see communication equals leadership. All right. But every player is responsible for communication, not only the captain. You need to communicate with your teammates on defense, making sure that your line is set, and even on attack, identifying yourself. Those are clear examples, because if you're not communicating, your other teammates don't know what you are doing. It's very important. But my 3 golden rules when it comes to communication, all right, is being positive, calm, and keep it simple. Often when things are tough, when you're under pressure, things get heated, players become negative, they are angry, they are shouting and screaming at their teammates, and that serves no purpose. You need to remain lucid. You need to lift your teammate out. You need to encourage him. You need to help him, maybe give him some feedback, but don't criticize him. So that's why you need to give constructive feedback. And the same for coaches. I know when it's live, when it's direct, when it's in the game, don't give too much information to players. Keep it simple as well. Remain calm. Give the players clear instructions. Help them. Guide them. I've seen how things can get heated in the coach's box or on the sideline, and then at the end of the day, your emotions are taking over. You need to remain calm. You need to think with your rugby brain. That's the most important. And then you see their mistakes, okay? Negativity, overcoaching teammates, or silence when the team needs you. Those are the common mistakes that players are making. Players can sometimes shout and scream at each other and even insult each other. That serves no place, and coaches as well. If you're on the sideline and you're shouting and screaming at the player, what are you trying to achieve? You need to reassure your players. You need to keep them calm. So I hope you guys understand that communication is key. Communication can win you games if you are finding solutions. So often a great opportunity is when something bad happened or a big mistake happened or you scored a try, those little huddles, it needs to be constructive. And we do see a lot of teams doing the 3 breaths, which is great. But then make sure the messaging is clear. Speak to your teammates. Ask for help. Ask for feedback. If you just remain silent on the field, that kills your team. And the great thing about communication as well, it lifts the energy up. If you're encouraging your teammate, well done, that was great, I want to see more of that. We all love getting compliments or that pat on the back. So it's important, coaches as well. Encourage your players. Hey, great stuff, well done, I want to see more of that. So how do I do this as a coach? I train under fatigue. I let the players train under fatigue. When they are dead, like for example, after a fitness session, I will ask them questions. Okay, what should we be doing here? What could you have done better? Where they can hardly breathe. And also creating stress during training. That's what I would do. Sometimes I would be disruptive. I remember when we were practicing lineouts, I'll have a pool noodle and I'll hit the hooker creating complete disruption. And then I'll get the other players that are saying to, okay, hey, just focus, we are here, focus on the target. So guys, communication is key. I've seen on too many occasions as a coach and as a player where players are not communicating. They're not knowing what the other guys are doing. For example, you get a fly off that is silent. He's not telling the forwards where to go. The forwards are lost. The forwards, you're not identifying yourself and being in the right position. It disrupts the whole attacking system. And also defense. We often see guys not folding, they staying tight around the ruck. And then what happens? Teams get exposed out wide. So communication is key, guys. Your communication can win you games. It can get you out of trouble. So this week's challenge to rugby players is become a better communicator. All right? Train this with your team. In training sessions, practice the way you communicate it, get the vibe up, make sure you're positive, you're constructive, keep it simple, don't break players down. Same with the coaches as well. Practice on this, in terms of your communication with players during training and also in your games. I would love you guys to give me some feedback. What are you struggling with when it comes to communication during a game? What are you struggling when it comes to communication during training as players? And then coaches, what are the communication issues that you guys are currently experiencing? I would love to hear that. So guys, I would like everybody in this community to please leave a comment below, ask some questions so we can generate discussions around this topic. The tips are great, but the discussions are even better. And if you find these conversations, these videos beneficial, please share it with your friends. Invite some friends into this community so that they too can benefit from all these little chats we are having. And if you're on the YouTube channel, all you have to do is to join this community. Just click on the link in the description and I will grant you access. Just be patient. I need to accept you first. So right guys, really enjoyed this video with you guys, enjoying this series of rugby tips. If there's anything else you would like me to talk or discuss about, let me know and drop it in the comments below. See you guys on the next video. Ciao.